Have you ever shared an idea in a meeting? You knew it was right, but no one took it seriously. Then someone else said the same thing 5 minutes later, and suddenly everyone agreed. If this keeps happening to you, the problem is not your idea, it's how you are communicating it. Imagine walking into a meeting room and knowing exactly what points make you look underconfident or less authoritative. Then working on them instantly can help you present your ideas in a more effective manner. Today we are going to talk about 5 things people do unknowingly that make them sound underconfident, how others perceive them, and how you can fix them instantly. Before we move forward, let me just quickly tell you about WinSpark. At WinSpark, we help working professionals speak with confidence, communicate with clarity, negotiate without self-doubt, and develop the skills that unlock the leader that already exists inside you. If you would like to know more about it, you can visit our website through the link in the description. Now, let's get back to our topic. The first thing in which we unknowingly fall into is the delivery blind spot. Some of the brilliant minds, while delivering a speech or sharing about something, focus 100% on what they say, on the content, and do not focus at all on how they say it. This is because most people haven't learned the art of engagement and the art of effective communication. This can be the utmost reason why they remain invisible. Now, why does this happen? This happens because from early childhood, we have always been rewarded for our expertise, for technical knowledge, and not for our communication skills. You were always graded on technical skills or knowledge and not on communication, so you subconsciously developed this belief that if this idea is good enough, my delivery shouldn't matter. This is not how the real world works. What happens if you don't deliver your idea perfectly? What do others presume of you? First, they won't believe in what you say even if you do. Second, they'll think you are boring even if you are not. And third, they may think that you are not that confident about your own idea. If you are 10 on 10 in your technical skills, but you are 3 out of 10 in your communication skills, people will find it hard to listen to you. For example, if the communicator is boring, not adding any energy, facial expressions, or voice modulation in their speech, then you are just going to listen them for a minute or so and you'll scroll up. So, how can you fix this? You need to divide your energy 50-50. 50% of your time should go on what you are going to deliver, the content, the script, and other 50% you can focus on how you are going to deliver it. The best way to deliver is by focusing on V3 framework: vocal, visual, and verbal framework. While focusing on a vocal framework, play with the melody of your voice. While delivering something serious, use a lower pitch. And when you want to show compassion, use a higher pitch. Variety in your vocal pitches keeps the audience engaged. Visually, match the facial expressions to the tone of your words. Verbally, you should use a simple language like you must have seen in the storybooks. We generally don't end up completing those books which have complex language or tough words. It is also considered a signal of insecurity if you try to use complex jargons just to look smart. Now, the other problem in which we easily get trapped is the imposter syndrome. If you start your sentences with, I may not be the best person to say this, but, this might be stupid, but, or I haven't really thought this through, but, if you start your statements like this, then the person who is listening to you thinks that why should I even listen to this person who himself is not confident enough about his own thoughts? Example, what if a doctor, before starting your operation in the OT, says, I'm not really sure about this thing, but let's give it a try. Will you like to get operated on by that doctor? No, right? Same applies here. Now the question comes, why do people do this? Or maybe why you do this? Many people genuinely value being humble, and that's honestly a very good quality. But you should be more conscious when to be humble and when not. Saying these disclaimers before sharing something valuable will ultimately lower the value of your work. Second, people often think let's just already lower others' expectations so that even if the idea is not up to the mark, then you will not come across as a big disappointment. But why do you want to set the bar lower? You should always come across as a person from whom one can expect big things. Like when I was in school, then after every exam, if anyone used to ask me, hey, how did your exam go? I always used to say, okay, not that good. Because I was always afraid that if I'll say, oh, it went well, then people will start keeping high expectations from me, and I was afraid of that. But it should not be the case. Be the star you are and don't be afraid to show it to the world. Third, many are also afraid of being judged when sounding too confident. So they already start their sentence by drawing some limitations to it. Now, how does this all affect you? You look unsure, you look less competent than you actually are, like, can he even do this job? And your intelligence goes unnoticed. So how can you work on this? Stop using disclaimers completely. Start directly. Here is my idea, here is my perspective. This is my idea which we can explore. When you do this, you become someone who owns that particular idea without apologizing for its existence. Now, another issue in which we often get trapped is the content shield. This is being used by most high achievers and highly knowledgeable persons. It's when people try to hide behind big words, long and complex sentences. This is because somewhere you believe complexity is equal to credibility. So why does this happen? These can be the reasons. 1. You are afraid of being wrong. 2. You don't want people to ask follow-up questions. 3rd, you overcompensate to sound impressive. Now, how do people see you? They can be overwhelmed, they can be confused, and you sound defensive rather than confident. So, how you can fix this? Share your idea in one easy and clean sentence before explaining it further. Explain your idea only if asked, and the explanation should also be not very complex. Remember, great communication is clear communication. Now, last but absolutely not the least, the disappearing spine syndrome. Has it ever happened to you that you make a point in a meeting or either to a friend and then suddenly someone raises a point against your point or just makes a doubtful facial expression and you then suddenly lose all your confidence? You suddenly drop your idea without even supporting it or fighting for it even once? You abandon your point immediately. You are like, oh, I didn't say anything, forget it, it's okay. Infinite realities, opportunities, or new pathways could have opened up, but because of your disappearing spine syndrome, those possibilities never saw the light of the day. Because of this syndrome, you immediately start thinking that, oh, everyone hates my idea. I should just shut up before they start doubting my capabilities or consider me dumb. That's not always the reality. Maybe the other person just needs more explanation on your idea. Maybe they were just processing, or maybe they were just about to sneeze. But now you never know because you have abandoned your idea halfway through. Why does this happen? 1. You fear resistance. 2. You want to avoid conflict. 3rd, of course, you want to be liked. How does this affect the people around you? 1. People stop taking you seriously. 2. You appear unsure. 3rd, your credibility drops. Now, how you can fix it? Pause. Take a deep breath and slow down your rate of speech and finish the idea. You can also use the anchor and invite technique, in which you put your point by saying that I believe this can be the great thing to do because and I am open to other ideas as well if anyone wants to add something to it. Once you decide to share the idea, make sure you complete it as well. So these were the 4 major problems because of which you may sound less confident and reliable. If you fall for them, it's okay. It's never too late to fix them. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments which hack you will be using first. And if there's a workplace challenge you would like me to talk about next, feel free to suggest it. I'll see you in the next video with a more practical and interesting topic. Until then, take care and keep growing.